let's make a start. So let's talk about the major trends of upscaling at this moment around the world. As you can see, according to the latest report from the World Economic Forum, 44% of the world workers, their core skills are expected to change in the next 5 years. So there's lots of work need to be done. The other side, we found a very interesting fact that 49% of the global workforce people, what they have been trained for, actually didn't match with the actual job they are receiving eventually. So among them, about 29% of people, they are undereducated, where there are another 25% which they are overeducated. So how we can make a balance and really be more skills focused rather than degree focused will be very important moving forward. So that's part of the reason some of us have started to notice that since 2020, Google has initiated a career-ready certificate, which means you only need to do 3 months online training at your own pace. And then they will consider that 3 months, like a career-ready certificate, the equivalent to a 4-year bachelor degree, which is a major change of traditional education and training models, because most of us will go to university to have our master bachelor degree, and then we go to look for a job. But now it means if you are at the age of 18, you can have the options to do only 3 months online course, which costs about $147. And then you can potentially get a job which pays you around $63,000 a year. And the choices you can choose from are among 200 plus top employers with potentially 1.3 million jobs available, which completely, revolutionize how education and training are conducted worldwide. So my previous job was China Director of QS, World University Ranking. So when I talk about this new initiative by Google, lots of university presidents and government ministers, they're slightly scared because it's fundamentally, going to rival the existing 4-year or 3-year bachelor degree provided by our traditional education system. So how can we, move forward? Because in the end, a lot of things is really about lifelong learning, how to provide the right skills to our employees and our students throughout their lifetime is never easy. So again, from the World Economic Forum, they have do some interesting analysis. So according to them, upskilling will add another $7 trillion to the global economy by 2030. So every single one of us, we need to do more, ongoing, training as part of our job on a daily basis, which is very important. As a result, they initiated a Reskill Revolution initiative, which set to provide better education, new skills, and better work to 1 billion people by 2030. So I think that also applies to lots of the CIOs who are watching here today. How can we provide better support to our employees at work? Now, let's talk about how artificial general intelligence is going to impact on the existing global landscape of skills and especially upscaling at this moment. According to Gartner, the management consulting company, AGI is a form of AI that possesses the ability to understand, learn, and apply knowledge across a wide range of tasks and domains. So we might remember that many years ago, when Deep Blue beat one of our best human chess player, everyone was shocked. And at that time, people started to talk about, oh, AI is going to, replace us very soon. But that didn't happen. But at that time, it's mainly focusing on one particular area. Now, AGI can potentially cover a quite different range of tasks and domains to have true intelligence. That can be a little bit, difficult to manage. So as you can see, it can be applied to a much broader set of use case and incorporates cognitive flexibility, adaptability, and general problem-solving skills. So associated with AGI, there is another really important concept called technological singularity. So this chart you are watching now is produced by the Times magazine 10 years ago. And they predict 10 years ago that the rise of human intellect could be driven by integrating with machines in the future. So 2023, as they predicted, is a year where machine power will surpass the brain power of human. And by 2045, it's a year where the machine's intelligence will surpass the collective intelligence of all 8 billion population in the world. So how can we deal with it? I see the quite dramatic resignation of godfather of AI, Dr. Geoffrey Hinton, early this year from Google because of concern on AI ethics and safety. So in a recent interview he conducted with MIT Technology Review, he pointed out that I can have 10,000 neural networks, each having their own experience, and any of them can share what they have learned instantly with the rest. And that's a huge difference. It is as if, there were 10,000 of us human beings, and as soon as one person learns something, all the rest of us knows it. So you can see there is a lot of challenge we need to potentially address in the years ahead. Most recent, discussion in the AI world is the quite interesting leadership, change of OpenAI, and we see Sam Altman was fired from board, and then Microsoft is saying that they will take Sam in immediately, and then he was reinstated a few days later, while the previous board was fired. So, according to a news report from Reuters, part of the reason that Sam Altman was fired is because that in OpenAI, they are currently working on a very important project called Project Q. And a group of researchers actually, notified the board a few days before Sam was fired. And basically, they are very concerned that a major breakthrough has been taking place in this Project Q to allow artificial general intelligence to be achieved. And they are worried that they can potentially threaten the existence of all humanity. And Sam knows it. He doesn't tell the board beforehand, and that's why he was fired. But this is what's being reported. Then, a few days later, on 29th of November, which was last week, the CEO of NVIDIA, one of the world's most powerful chip provider when it comes to AI, basically, he made a statement, quite strong statement. He believed that AGI will be achieved in 5 years. And then, in the same events at the New York Times Steelbook Summit on 1st of December, another very eloquent, like AI champion, Elon Musk, he pointed out that the world is less than 3 years, so the time is a little bit shorter, away from AGI. And AGI will have the ability to write as a good novel as J.K. Rowling. So Harry Potter fans, they will be very excited and discover new physics or invent new technology. So lots of people are starting to ask the same question. So will technological singularities and AGI happening very soon? So we will be replaced by AI. And maybe we'll have a situation where Arnold Schwarzenegger will say, I'll be back in the Terminator. That sounds a little bit scary, right? I wouldn't say we need to worry that much, because for any kind of digital future we are creating now for different technology, as long as we have the principle, which is we put people's well-beings, their happiness, and their really wish list at the very center of any kind of digital future we're developing. That's the way forward. And we are very delighted to have the opportunity to working with Tampere municipal government in Finland to develop the world's first people-centered Metaverse strategy, which we call Tampere Metaverse Vision 2040. If you are interested, feel free to scan the QR code and you can download the whole 40-page report we compiled for Tampere, as Maria has very kindly mentioned. So in this report, we're looking at 5 different key areas, how we can use technology to really achieve people's happiness And the second area is on sustainability, because we all want to ensure our future generations will live in a world which is climate friendly. And third area is inclusivity and equality. Fourth area is how do we set up effective digital governance to ensure when we progress with really fancy and exciting technologies, we will make it really well implemented to maximize its best positive impact and minimize any risk. And the final point is on healthcare and well-being. So feel free to have a look. It will be interesting. And why do we work with Finland? Because Finland has been consistently ranked as #1 in the world as being the country of happiness. So we are very honored to be part of it. And also a massive congratulations for the successful launch of Finland's Metaverse strategy. And we feel very strongly you guys are going to be the global leader in Metaverse by 2030, so as other Nordic countries. So there will be lots of exciting things ahead. And we'll be very keen to working with all of you to make that happen. So as part of the report, we are looking at how our world will be developing from now to about 2040. I want to share a very quick view with all of you. The first thing is we are going to see a convergence of our physical and digital world. And to make this happen, a very important technology will be in place. That's through digital twin at different levels, all the way from citizens to build the environment to cities to like countries as well as our planet. And of course, how can we really ensure, any kind of digital future will have the most immersive, interactive, and comfortable user interface is a very good question. Lots of people are really excited about the potential arrival of Apple's Vision Pro, which is already on my Christmas shopping list. But some other people are going a little bit further, such as Elon Musk. So you might heard about among the many different portfolio companies Elon is currently responsible for. One of them is called Neuralink. What that means is Elon is very concerned about AI can take over to become smarter than human beings. So his solution is if we can't compete against AI, why don't we have the opportunities to connect with AI and benefit from the super intelligence of AI? And his solution is to put a computer chips into your brain to allow your source and vision to be directly connected with a machine in the future. That sounds like science fiction, right? But guess what? Actually, on 5th of June this year, his Neuralink computer chips company has received US government approval to start human trial. So a lot of people is already, on their waiting list, nearly 10,000. But most of them are people who want to use the brain-computer interchips to bring vision back to people who are blind or people who are paralyzed with mobility and people who are suffering from Alzheimer's and other aging-related disease with, good memory. So at this moment, the focus is very much on the medical side. But guess what? He's not even the first company who have successfully put the computer chips into the human brain. On the other side, there is another company called Syndrome, also based in the United States. In June last year, they already successfully planted a computer chips in a gentleman who has been paralyzed for 20 years and allow him to gain mobility again, which is a major scientific and medical breakthrough. But they are slightly different. The BCI, brain-computer interface, they utilize is less invasive. So they use graphene, a new advanced materials, to make the sensor tiny enough that you can actually inject the BCI into your blood vessel and use that to connect it with your brain nerves to achieve the same kind of stable information sharing. And now this company has received investment from both Jeff Bezos of Amazon and Bill Gates of Microsoft. So that's the less invasive BCI. But the most exciting breakthrough in this field as a user interface is actually taking place in China by Tsinghua University, which is their Oxford or Cambridge version there. So what they have been doing is they have utilized a new advanced new materials to create the brain-computer interface, which can connect it into your inner ear. And it's like a new type of wearables. There is no need for any surgery at all. You can wear it 24/7, just like my pearl earrings. If you don't like it, you can, put it off. And if you want to use it, it's really comfortable. There's no medical conditions or health, issues at all. So potentially, this kind of non-invasive brain-computer interface can be the ultimate user interface of all humans to connect with AI or digital twins or metaverse or IoTs, etc., however you name it. But there is a really interesting joke. Another Chinese hospital called Rethinking, based in Shanghai, they have been using brain-computer interface to ensure people who are clinically diagnosed as depression will be happy again. But the funny bit is once you plug in, you're really happy. Once you plug out, you are very depressed. So for them, the balance is how to ensure people are not too happy all the time, and there is a balance to be made. All of these wonderful things we're talking about here today require massive computing power. So how can we address that? You may remember that in 2019, Google made a major announcement that they have achieved content supremacy. What that means is they have developed a content computer which can run 158 million times faster than any existing computer. To put things in perspective, what needs to be like 10,000 years of calculation now is only 4 minutes. And now this year in June 2023, the next generation of the content computing developed by Google was even more powerful. It's like 241 million times faster than the previous one. Imagine we utilize this in the development of AGI and other technology. It's going to fast track the whole thing in a way which never happened before. Then we need to really talk about the environment issues, as all of us are very passionate about. So according to the research of University of Massachusetts, training AI to do natural language processing can produce the carbon dioxide 5 times the lifetime emission of the American car, or 300 times round-trip flight between New York and San Francisco. So AI doesn't sound that environmentally friendly, right? How can we solve it? Potentially, the most powerful solution is already out there. It's called nuclear fusion. So in February this year, a group of top scientists in America and Japan, they came up with a new framework, which will allow them to produce non-radioactive nuclear fusion to generate carbon emission-free electricity at scale. So according to their research, which was published in Nature magazine, the top academic journal of the world, using like this kind of technology, they can produce the electricity which can power our whole planet by another 100,000 years. So that's going to completely change everything we're talking about here today. But the only thing is we need to wait till about 2030 before that become, available in national grid. So one of the things we are leading at this moment is to looking at how to use frontier technologies to set up international standard at the United Nations International Telecommunication Union's working group. And we recently got the UN to approve this survey on guidance to do with how to build a metaverse for all. So there we're talking about how to address the global digital divide where 3 billion population, they don't connected with the internet, how we address accessibility issues, inclusion, and diversity, as well as cityverse, if you happen to be in the Europe, because there's a lot of funding available through the cityverse. That's the first thing. The second thing we're doing is I'm also co-chairman of the UN ITU task group on pre-standardization of the cityverse. So we're working with 193 member states to develop the first UN definition and roadmap on how emerging technologies can really be utilized to create people-centered future city. And we're talking about a new type of partnership, which is public-private people planet partnership. So we need to incorporate all of them together for future city development. And my co-chairman, Christina Martinez, is currently leading the European Commission's work on allocating funding to the cityverse. The third area we're working on is as one of the 6 leaders appointed to join the advisory council. for the International Science Council, the world's largest scientific body with 230 National Academy of Science. So my mandate is to looking at how AI will impact on the global innovation systems cross sectors. So when we're talking about like AI and the future of work, especially AGI, I think in the future, the digital twin can really be utilized for employees on productivity improvements and personalized training. The second one, maybe some of you have already seen, is from NVIDIA. So they have this ominous avatar cloud engine, which will allow non-player character to respond to players in real time. Imagine using this kind of technology to provide personalized AI training. That would be very powerful. The third area, as I already mentioned, is actually you can start to use non-invasive brain-computer interface for tailor training. So you just need to, identify the area of knowledge you need to be upskilled in the future, and then plug in your BCI. Job will be done. So potentially in the future, we will all have something similar to the AI assistant like Jarvis used by Iron Man Tony Stark for 24/7 personalized upskilling. Of course, there are lots of things we need to be doing when it comes to, like upskilling. What kind of new jobs will be provided? We're doing research on that with International Science Council. The second thing is how we address gender equality. I mean, we're still 300 years away from that. And the third area we need to looking at is how green transition can really provide job growth of, upskills in the future. So I want to conclude my speech by quoting Albert Einstein. He said, learn from yesterday, live for today, and hope for tomorrow. So I think there will be lots of exciting things we can do using AGI to support better personalized upskilling for our employees to ensure everyone will be happy and enjoying the benefits of AGI in the future. Thank you very much.